All right, well, let's have a look at what has been a pretty busy summer transfer window, especially for Tottenham Hotspur. We can officially announce that Savio, yes, he has changed his name from Savio to Savio, and he has officially joined Spurs. Here's what De Zerbi had to say about him.
We need players capable to win one-to-one, to create something, create chance to score. It's not a score goal, but in terms of one-to-one, is one of the best player, especially because it's 2004. He can play in the right side, in left side. I know him from a long time in Brighton. I spoke with him when he went in City. He's a big player for us. He's a big senior. I think that the players so good in one-to-one, so good in to create a chance to score, to be complete. Then he has to score. If you analyze the other best winger in the world, many of them, they score 10, 15 goals per season, and he has the qualities, maybe his habits. He has to change habits because he has to be focused on the assistance, on the one-to-one dribbling, and also to score. Because we have to increase the numbers of the chance to score and the number of goals. You become top team scoring more goals.
All right, so De Zerbi there saying, Stevie, that he's one of the best in the world in 1v1 situations, creative, versatile, but you don't agree, do you?
At his best, he can be, and he has. I don't see the goal output coming, I'll be honest. But in terms of creativity, there's no question that when he's at his best, fullbacks don't want anything to do with him. The problem he has is that he's not consistent. And, you know, we've just been talking about Pep not trusting Cherki. Well, another player he didn't trust was Savio.
Yeah.
Because I don't think any of us could sit here and say, well, he's not capable one-on-one of tearing a defender apart. He's not capable of creating chances. He's capable of doing all of these things. The problem is he has to do it on a consistent basis. And he hasn't done it. And yes, in terms of his age, 22? There is absolutely room for improvement, for maturity, and for that consistency to come. But in order for all that to happen, he has to play a regular amount of games back to back in order to get into that mode. And if you're the coach and if you're De Zerbi and he's not doing it after 4 or 5 games, you're under pressure to set him down again, and then you're back to square one. So for me, this is a gamble. The potential's there. He has all the things that you want, but he has to show them more often.
How, now in these early games for Spurs, what right off the bat do you want to see from him?
Give the fans and your teammates something as early as you can to make them believe in you and want them to give you the ball every single time they get an opportunity. That's what you need.
That's all. Don, just the other day on the show, especially after what we saw from Spurs in their opening loss, Stevie and Craig kind of question the grit and the toughness of Spurs, but does Savio bring some of that in? I'm going to say no.
No. I think to Stevie's point, in De Zerbi there talking about his habits, and he needs to mature. I think that's fine. I think he needs to get away. He probably needs to fall in love with the game again and remember what he was good at when he was younger. And under the Pep system, we saw it with Grealish, where wingers get the ball. It's can you keep hold of the ball? Not necessarily take everyone on all of the time. Can you recycle it? Can you sub players over? Can you play the ball back into midfield and find the spare man? I think you're Savio there. You've got to forget all that. And Guardiola's a genius. Don't get me wrong. But wingers need to remember what they're good at and what their job is. And their job is to scare fullbacks. And for me, Savio needs to get the ball. Savio needs to get the ball. Whoever he's playing against, whoever he's playing on the left-hand side and he's playing against the right back, is go and take him on and take him on again and take him on again. And if you're on the other side, go and take the left back on. Get crosses in the box, excite the Tottenham fans, and they'll sharp get behind you. But he needs to remember when he fell in love with the game, what he was good at. And that is taking players on, getting the output by assists, crosses and goals.
Augie, we've seen some pretty wild fees so far in the Premier League this transfer window, but 85 million overall now for Savio. That's a lot of money.
I mean, this is an example of how the market's just totally overheated this summer, isn't it? Because he signed for City 2 years ago, albeit from their sister club Girona for £20 million, £21 million. There's no way he's 4 times the player that he was 2 years ago. And those stats you showed earlier on, the goals output is really, really poor. The assists in his first season, I think 11 assists. Well, look, he's playing with Erling Haaland, so half a pass will become a goal with Erling Haaland. So for me, Spurs are paying way over the odds. Now, there is a suggestion that Spurs are going to get Omar Marmoush before the window closes from City. And because Man City got a sell-on clause with Eintracht Frankfurt, which means they have to give 15% of any profit, they basically raised Savio's fee and reduced Marmoush's fee, so they're not paying a sell-on fee. So there's an element to explain why this fee is so high, but still, it's a really high fee. It doesn't make sense. It feels like a Tottenham player, kind of a winger that might do something, might not do something. It's crazy money, it really is, and I think we've seen a lot of that this summer. I mean, look at Rangers going to Saudi Arabia for over £50 million. We've had some fees that look just off the scale, and this is, for me, the most obvious example of that.
Well, Augie, you mentioned Spurs, of course, linked with Omar Marmoush as well. They have been linked with Liverpool's Cody Gakpo. What else can we expect Spurs to be up to in what's left of the transfer window?
Yeah, I think Marmoush is the one that's more likely to happen. I think that deal is pretty close to fruition. I'm not sure he's the answer. I think Spurs need a striker. I'm not sure Marmoush is a striker that they actually need. He's a forward, but I'm not sure he's a goal scorer. Gakpo is a strange situation right now. Liverpool need to bring people in, but I don't think they need to lose Cody Gakpo. I think he's one of the players that they can rely upon. He's a 7 out of 10 most weeks. So there's one of these strange stories doing the rounds with certain players that clubs are interested, but clubs haven't made contact. So agents and representatives are making quite a lot of noise. I'd be surprised if Gakpo leaves Liverpool, especially for Man City and especially for Tottenham, because how many wide players or forwards do they need? They've already got people like Kudus there from last season. They're bringing in Savio. They're going to bring in Marmoush. I think Spurs have got plenty of forwards to be going on with. So Gakpo is one that I'd be surprised if he left Liverpool just because of the situation they're in with issues to address elsewhere.